bit of time to share your expertise. But they were very focused on working on our product, on the methodology, and didn't have much time. And there is actually documentation about our industry, which was the greenhouse gas protocol, a big 200 pages document that explained everything about how to calculate emissions, how to reduce them. And luckily, at this time at this company, we had an AI platform that could actually connect to all our sources, was a company search tool, and we could just drop these PDFs into that platform to then get responses, for example, asking how to calculate Scope 3 emissions, that we got sourced high-quality answers, and it could help our marketing team. So we could build some N8N workflows to create some very cool automation for marketing content. And a couple months later, I met a friend who also has a company in the compliance sector, and they also have a lot of documentation in the company. And they wanted me to implement the exact same content machine that I had previously created. But when we were looking at the previous platform I was using, it was actually requiring us to have 10 licenses to pay per seat, and it was really an overkill for this very precise local need. So I told my friends, actually, there is no such platform that would allow to have this knowledge retrieval called RAG for your use case. So I said, hold my beer, I will build it. So I gathered the 2 years of learning on this industry. I tried everything, custom GPTs, OpenAI assistants, etc. And I was never satisfied. And I also learned a lot about building those actual RAG pipelines and workflows. And I ended up building Lukio with also a lot of R&D, a lot of iterations, improvements, etc. And you could say you can also build your own DIY RAG. There are a lot of templates on the N8N community that help you get started. But usually there are two things that can happen when you build your own RAG system. The first option is you actually build a very weak system that will not really help you. And the other option is that you spend more time than you actually should, and you end up not really focusing on your business. Because there are many things that you need to nail when you build a knowledge retrieval platform with AI. First of all, you need to be able to ingest different types of documents, PDFs, docx, markdown files, CSV, sometimes even like sitemaps where you have your data. Then you need to make sure that the data is clean, that you get, imagine a PDF. It's actually a technical thing to get clean data out of that. You need to also make sure you have a good chunking strategy to write the right metadata that will be useful later, to find an embedding model. Then you need a retrieval engine. Then you need to make sure it uses the sources and is able to quote them. You need to make sure it's good, but also very fast if you're using that for customer-facing workflows. And actually, all of that is something that Lukio provides, so you can consider it a managed RAG platform. That makes it very easy for you to get started. You can go on the platform, drop your files, and configure an assistant that will answer your questions with these sourced answers. And it actually works very well because I tried it, I benchmarked it on the N8N Arena challenge that Marcel and Max were organizing, comparing testing, scoring your RAG system, and it reached a score of 37, and I'm not sure I've seen anyone reaching more than 32, 33. So you get a very good quality knowledge retrieval platform that works out of the box, and that has an API, so you can build your workflows on top of it. It has an MCP, so your agents can have RAG superpowers. And it also has, if you're a nerd in the terminal, it has a CLI that you can use. And you get that in a pay-as-you-go format, because I don't really like subscriptions, so you can be on the free plan and then just pay credit refills when you need. And maybe the last cherry on top of the cake is that you can also generate a widget that you add to your website or your public docs, so you can have a public-facing assistant that answers the queries in less than 6 seconds. So this is all Lukio.
That was on time. Okay, that's even me stressing out. All right. Thank you so much, Guillaume. Better? Guillaume, finally learned something today. Thank you so much for sharing your product and your insights. As mentioned, Lukio is sponsoring. They are a great RAG platform, and it's true, they benchmark great on the agentic arena, and not to say better than some influencers, content creators that we invited, but you did a well job. And next up, you saw that 5 minutes is not enough time, but still enough time to say things. But next one is Immobilien.de with Emilio. Give them an applause. Same rule for you. You got 5 minutes. I will also put up, you asked for your video, right? And once your video is going, I'm happy to hear your pitch. And by the way, Immobilien.de also sponsors this event. There's a pattern. Of course, the sponsoring comes first. Give applause for the sponsoring. I'm super happy. And just making sure it's on loop. And there you go.
Okay, first of all, Jan, Marcel, thanks for contacting me and for inviting me. And I'm here today with my team, so Moritz and Sebastian. The two persons whom I've been building and operating SaaS business in the past, and currently are engaged in Immobilien.de. We've been building a SaaS business until end of last year, and then we were looking for a new project, and we came across Immobilien.de. For those who are not German, this is an exact match domain. So Immobilien is the word real estate in German. And we've been acquiring this domain, which is the eldest real estate classified business in Germany, but has been operated by two founders who started it 30 years ago on their own and have not built it and shaped it when compared to Immobilien Scout, Immobilien Welt, which many of you probably know. We were very interested in this project because we had a thesis that we think that in history, real estate classified businesses have always been operated with focus on the winner takes it all paradigm. So all the traffic going to 1, 2, maximum 3 platforms, which many of you probably know. And we think and we believe that agentic search will change that. So it's breaking up the search, how you are approaching real estate, and that's why we got engaged into this fancy project. Yeah? If you look at Immobilien.de at the moment, you will still pretty much see what it has been built towards. So you will see a lot of listings. So when compared to the bigger platforms, given the fact that we are so old, we have a quarter of what other platforms have. So around about 100,000 listings all over Germany, so we have a full coverage. But we have very, very little traffic. So when you compare it to other platforms, we lack the traffic because the platform in the past of the founders has not been driven by a lot of marketing. And what we are now shifting towards is that we are rebuilding the platform towards agentic search. So we believe that in future you're not focused on platforms where you monetize real estate search, but that it's actually breaking apart and that the search is being kicked off in platforms such as ChatGPT, Claude, and similar. And to be embedded in that, we think we can use our database of real estate listings from agents in order to best, let's say, integrate into these platforms, which is not necessarily the strategy of the bigger platforms that monetize on their app itself. And we think we rather want to be the infrastructure for searches kicked off in ChatGPT or Claude. That's why we're currently rebuilding the entire infrastructure. So we have a database running on the back end that we want to open to agentic search. And we're really interested in traffic coming from all different, let's say, new participants. Yeah? We even have thought about maybe at some point in time doing a hackathon so that people can use access to our database so that they can build real estate applications for search via voice, via pictures and similar. because we really want to embed our platform as an infrastructure into the industry. We are a very small team, so you see almost, I think, more than half the team here in the room. So we are 3 developers and 2 builders and one admin at the moment, but we'll grow the team further. And what we are looking for is people who may want to help us building the platform in one way or the other. What we are lacking is traffic, so if you know how to build traffic, either amongst real estate agents or amongst 82 million Germans, then we'd be really interested talking to you. That's it.
That's a very long time. We got some pitching professionals here. Thank you so much, Leo, for sharing your insights. Because if you remember my nice sponsoring slide, he and FlexCon IT is also sponsoring this event. And you're not from Berlin, right?
No, I'm from Vienna.
From Vienna. So he traveled here to be in this such nice community. Okay.
Yes. I just made a hackathon at K5, so I'm a little bit in stress, but now I'm here for relaxing. Yeah, I'm the founder of FlexCon IT and FlexByte. We have 12 employees in FlexCon IT, and we are doing managed IT, managed telephone and automation on top. And with FlexByte, we are presenting a new solution to connect Odoo ERP with telephone. So we have a complete telephone stack in your ERP system. Inbound, outbound, and what can you do with this? You can do outbound calls, you can get incoming calls, we have transcription, summary, intent detection, and the next step is to connect agents with NetN to do everything what's secure, or with a human in the loop setup. And you don't have to install any agent client on your device. It's completely browser-based. So if you know Odoo runs in the browser, and telephone is completely integrated at this point. So I have a little video. And yeah, it's a little bit marketing. And you see, you can type in a number. You have a connector icon up there, and then you can call any client in your database. And you see the latest actions with the client. You can type some notes, what you're doing with the client, and this is running inbound and outbound. And a nice feature is time is running when the call starts, so you don't lose any time tracking, and you have all the information in your system. And Odoo wants to raise to 1 billion in Germany this year, and they are really good with marketing. So I was in Saigon, and I saw huge Odoo advertisings, and they will be a big player in the future for the small and medium market, maybe up to some thousand people. And so you can put everything in one system, and you have no breach between any systems. This is a complete SaaS product. We have some magic in between to connect this. I can talk later about some details, but we have this running live in our company, and we presented it to Odoo 2 weeks ago, and we have a lot of traction with this product right now. Yes.
Tell us a bit more. You got time. You still got time. I know this is nice. But where's a bit of the storytelling? How's like the new marketplace integration working? Is there huge demand, or is there huge traffic that you expect or see?
Yeah, we have at the moment 5 to 10 new partners asking us to work together. It's not an end client business for us. We are just working with partners from Group. So in Germany we have more than 60 partners with around 100 clients per partner. And so we have a big field to play. And yeah.
Thanks. And that was some nice insight. And I am actually the builder of Hackomaps. And this is my story, 0 to first MRR with Hackomaps. And this is why you can do it. Woo! That's energy. So this is me 6 months ago, a mechanical engineer, graduate, has zero idea about coding, or very little, basically like just HTML, JS, and a bit of CSS. And I really struggled in hackathons, and halfway through, you know, like you cannot do it, you just go home with a really, you know, like you feel like the world is ending. And this is me now, professional vibe coder, hedging with a day job, made 49 MRR before the fee, you know, like before A-bit, exactly. And I'm fit and glowing right now. So this is my first UI, and you know, it's really simple. And the thing with it is, like, it's super buggy, and I decided to code it from scratch again. But one thing that really matters, it does has traction. And now, to the product. This is the UI right now. It's way, way, way better. Of course, this is the Discover page. It's very boring. It's similar to DevPost. I don't want to talk shit about them, but you know what I mean. And this is Hackomaps right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can like filter it based on the time. There are still a bit of bugs here, that's why you see a little way less, right? But I do mention the source, so they cannot sue me. And yeah, that's it. That's my story. And man, you know, like, I think the world is super small right now because of AI. Let's connect. This is my QR code. Thank you. That was, I guess, 200% energy and 50% presentation. I love it. But that's the whole point. It sells. So, to add a bit on that, I saw on LinkedIn that he made his first true SaaS money through Hackomaps, and I was like really proud for him, right? It's such a nice product, and it's really about passion, right? Yeah, so the thing with it is, the first person who bought it, he's a Swiss guy, so maybe the first product is like buying like Swiss cheese for him. Yeah, so he said like he really likes the product because it's super simple and he wants to support it. I think that's the whole energy behind it. That's nice. Knowing your first client is also something super, super special. And yeah, can I go back to LinkedIn shortly because I want to show that something. I guess you still have 2 minutes. We can open your LinkedIn for 2 minutes. Everybody can scan. Right. So you can take a picture of this. This is like my new project. If you're into mechanical engineering and you want to use prompt to make propellers for drones, and this has like a bit of fluid simulation behind it to optimize it. So, you know, if you ask me about this repository, I know fuck alls about it, but basically, the most important thing is we have like a very bright future when it comes to CAD and AI, and that's the most important thing. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Austin.
That was pretty good.
No, that's right. Okay, next pitch, firing pitches like bullets. I guess this is not a good thing. But yeah, next one is Raisin.ist. I never heard about this top level domain, to be honest.
It's Istanbul.
Istanbul, all right. I'm super biased, I guess.
But it's like reasonist, right? Like,
Reasonist. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay.
Like that.
Raisinist, like guitarist, and this is Amagan Amkalara. Oh, that was pronounced correctly. My French is not that good, but maybe. All right. You are also someone special, right? You are deep in the tech community. You got Coyote running, and you build products. You teach people, as far as I know.
Yes.
You mentor people as well. So he's like idol for developers. And now he shares with us a new product that he, and I guess your team, were working on, which is Raisinist.
Thank you very much. Great. So, 5 minutes started. I don't have a clicker, do I? All right. So, raison. Who speaks French here? I don't, but
Not me.
it sounded cool, like reasonist. We are a dev shop, a school for software engineering. We have engineering teams and we work a lot with AI. We're very much into reasoning architecture, and I think that is the biggest thing in AI that people couldn't solve yet. So we tried building a product for that, and like reasonists, someone who can reason was what the name. And well, reasonist or raison is a PMS. Who here is an engineer? Raise your hands if you're an engineer. Okay, raise your hands if you're a business person, PM, or project manager, CEO. Okay, great. So there's always a divide between business people and engineers, right? If you're running AI agents in production, the biggest problem is that engineers control that. But you know what the domain is, so you have the expertise and you want to write the system prompts. And a PMS is a prompt management system. Very much like a CMS, right? It allows you to change the contents of your AI agent's system prompts on the fly without a redeployment, because who likes that? Like literally, engineers just hate that. So yeah, this is why the product is built, and it's very difficult to manage system prompts nowadays without such a centralized tool that allows collaboration, real-time collaboration, editing, history, right? Like how, as a business person, how will you see the history of the system prompts that you're selling every day in your AI agents? It's very difficult, and it would be great if you could do that. So this is why Raison exists, because as an engineering team, we always say this. When our clients, the many companies that we work with, our customers, are like, hey, I need to change this prompt. The agent does not respond to this. Can you update it? I'm like, no, I can't. Like, just take this tool and update it yourself. So we kind of like give away that ownership, which was great to see as a product, because it actually helped a lot with our operations, with our sales as well. People love using it. The biggest challenge, though, is I guess that was one of the themes of this night, right? Like talk about the challenges that we had. The biggest challenge is the slides don't actually talk about what I'm talking about, but I just want to show you things in the background because I know your attention is divided. The biggest challenge is pricing. How do you price such a thing? Normal SaaS is like pay per seat, right? But that doesn't match with how the system is used. That doesn't match with your load. You can price it per agent, but then there are some agents with like 50 different system prompts, and that also is not equal to the price that you're fetching them if you price it per agent. Some teams build like 50 agents with one prompt, and some teams build one agent with 50 different prompts. So it just doesn't work. What can you do? Another thing we looked into is like usage-based, because the goal is, since all of the agents are connected to our system live in order to download the new updates of each system prompt, you could bill by usage, right? Like we could invent some credits, but then no one can foresee their costs, and this is the biggest thing. Like, no one wants to pay in an unbounded cost thing, and that also didn't work. So we still haven't sold it. I guess we're gonna give gates per seat for each, like for number of agents and number of prompts. We don't know how we're gonna solve it, but it's a challenge, and we're still growing as we go. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, I'm not sure if it's here. It is here. All right. So the platform is for prompt management, but it also includes, of course, a tool for evaluation, like measuring performances of your different versions of your prompts. And then it also has something called Refinery, which automatically improves your prompts. Just like you don't do anything. It creates everything that it needs to create a harness to increase the performance of your system prompt automatically. Like this. Okay, this is relevant now. We're in sync. The problem is, none of our customers are using it right now. And this is the biggest challenge of building this product. Thank you.
And that was again so much on time. Thank you so much. Yeah, change of scenery. I'm next with Contoflux.io. You've never seen this man in your life, right? Now I'm switching roles. No, I'm here. Marcel Claus-Ahrens presenting Contoflux. Max, do you do me the honor and take at least some pictures? It's already on pictures, you can just shoot them. But yeah, same rules for me as for everybody. Although my company is literally the biggest sponsor because I had to pay the rest, so give applause for Contoflux.io. And I'm really multitasking here. Come on, don't let me down. 5 minutes. Screen not working. Pause.
Now, don't.
I already lost 3 seconds with screen sharing issues, but yeah. If you ever attended a hackathon, this is like the thing that is super, super hard to get tight pictures. Almost as tight as the USB plug here, but it looks good. Awesome. So yeah, I want to talk about, timer is running, Contoflux.io. This is my SaaS, and this is actually the SaaS of my SaaS products. I got also PDF, MCP, and a couple of other things, but this one just reached a couple of weeks ago 1K MRR, which, please give her applause. This was a huge step. And it's actually super boring, which makes it a great SaaS because it's about automating your bank accounts, and it's even super German, which means German page. Actually, most of the product is still German because it's super, super regulated to access your bank accounts with an API. There's something that made this more easier, but they made it not easier. Really, they don't make it easier. They were forced, banks, by the way, were forced to offer you APIs that you can use to access your own bank accounts, but you need a special license for that. So I figured I need this license, and of course a solo company wouldn't get this license, so I went with FinAPI, which is a German fintech, which provides the license. I can now just connect to any bank account in Germany, which was the first milestone. And then I started automating everything around this. At this moment, it's just automating read access to your transactions. You cannot do push transactions to your bank accounts, do real transactions, but I'm working with that. Guess what? It needs a different license. But yeah, this is the product, and you can just connect your bank accounts right here, and once your bank account is connected, you got all the fancy things. It's actually my real bank account. Luckily, I also added a feature to hide the balances, so it's presentation friendly. It's the most important feature. But it comes with a lot of plug-and-play integrations. Think like transferring all your transactions to a Google Sheet, filtering this, but it of course has also webhooks, so once a new transaction or bank account, you can notify any system like NNN, Zapier, and similar automation tools. And of course there's also just an API to access your bank accounts, which is super magical because now you can just have an API to your Sparkasse, Volksbank, genossenschaftliche Banken bank accounts, which is still, I want to share also some insights. It's not standardized, like the responses are, even though they are forced to make this standardized, it's not standardized at all. You cannot believe how much I had to add to make this work for my clients, but yeah, I guess this was also part of being a SaaS company to make things just work. But I it's not released yet, but I want to release this week, promise, which is MCP connection to your bank accounts, like any bank account. So I already got this here. It's integration inside of my platform. Let's make this a bit bigger. And what I also found super interesting, I wanted to add a high level of control to this MCP because we are talking AI agents navigating your bank account, right? So I made this possible that you can pre-filter, so you can select which bank account or all bank accounts this MCP is exposing, and you got as well the scopes, like is it capable of reading transactions, is it capable of reading your full balance of all your bank accounts. By the way, you can aggregate bank accounts, which is a fancy term for you can have a bank account at Sparkasse and you can have a bank account of Volksbank and you get one API, which is also a super nice use case. But yeah, 1 minute left, time to open Claude Desktop and just ask something that I totally not prepared. I did run this previously, but yeah, nothing is better than demoing AI agents live. So I asked it, how much money did Stripe send me the last 3 months? Use the Controflux MCP to make proof that I made 1K MRR. Let's see if it's also finding this. Fun thing is, this is already the MCP, right? You're familiar with Claude Desktop. It just used this service, controflux.io, to get the transactions. Hopefully. Demoing things live, always scary. With AI even more. Unearthing Stripe payments from the last 3 months. I guess it's doing something fancy. Identify 2 Stripe payouts, get transactions, scrutinizing transaction data across specified timeline. There's my timeline. Thank you, Claude. It's working, I promise. You saw the chat history before that. Next up is... Yeah, man! Something works right. It's always nice. Alright, next up is Copilot. Yes, this is like coping and pilot. And to be honest, you just had us with the name. Because, to be honest, we were reasoning about is an app actually a SaaS application? But yeah, we will find out. Thank you so much, Alex, for being with us. It might take some time, it took me some time, and you may have to make sure. Oh, it's nice. It's working.
Yeah.
Give an applause for Copilot.
So, yeah, probably a timer.
You are so fair, I love you.
Yeah, that's my problem. So, hi everyone. We are Copilot, and let's say, let's start with a problem that we try to solve. Probably, I don't know, maybe you had that point in your life where you just like waking up in the morning, reviewing your schedules, plans, and just feeling nothing. You just don't want to go anywhere and do like anything at work. So it's not you're lazy, you're just burnt out. So actually, we have a person in mind, we call her Lena, but actually it could be anyone of you. We all are living in the fast-paced world with a lot of stress, with a lot of pressure in our work. And the crucial reality is that actually 4 out of 5 people in this room from time to time experience some burnout symptoms. So it's actually was me last October. I burnt out at my work and decided that I need to do something with that and start researching like what it is. And actually it took me to the point where I started building a burnout prevention application together with my nice co-founders. So basically we're a nice team who we suit to like solve this problem the best. We are an engineer with a lot of experience and tech management and product management skills. That's me, I'm Alex. We have Marina, she's sitting right there, and she was a tech manager for 14 years and then also burned out and turned into a career coach and helping other overcome burnout and not only burnout. And also we have a wonderful behavioral scientist and psychologist, Julia. So, and together we started to think on solution. What should it do? And our idea is to not react on burnout, but prevent it. So we use some science behind that. We build our own model, and basically what we are having now, it's a assessment part, forecasting patterns part, tracking, and recommendation engines. So that's how our application in general works. So what is the biggest challenge? Basically, we see that B2B market is kind of crowded with solutions for mental well-being. But the problem is that 75% of people don't trust any corporate solutions. So our hypothesis is target on B2C market. But all options like B2B, B2B2C, like supporting tool for coaching, and maybe some government programs we are also considering, and it's a huge strategic challenge for us. But also something more product-oriented. We see from, we hear from our first testers and early followers that the most problematic part for those who are burning out is to engage into activities to prevent burning out. And that's what we are currently working on a lot and think a lot. So we're thinking about having a lighter, playful, game-like design. We are trying to think on how to provide value from the very first minutes or seconds of using the app. And also we're thinking about turning into a community-based application so real people can help other real people to overcome that. So, if you want to try our demo, if you know anyone from health, mental well-being areas, and if you also experiencing burnout, please find me and we have a talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Copilot. And what do you think? Is an application, like mobile app, software as a service? Especially if we think about products like Copilot, which just makes sense that you want to have this in a app, but still it's software offering your service. So hopefully we made the right decision to put an app onto this as well. Thank you so much for pitching. As mentioned, afterwards there will be plenty of networking and then you can ask any questions. We will just go further, which is, I have to check this, wrong notes, thanks AI for that. I think it was called Reggie.
Yes.
Yes. It went for MindSpider, which is something else, right?
That's the company name.
Yeah.
Reggie is the product.
And you shared the presentation. Let me just put this up. Contriflux, nice.
Gotta love Contriflux.
Yeah, it's a nice product, I've heard. The Reggie pitch, it's just a PDF, so I will just put it in the browser, and then you can just scroll through it. Why is Netflix open?
Yeah, I'm wondering that.
My screen is a mess. All right, Reggie. And your name?
Nathan.
Nathan. Give applause for Nathan and his product Reggie.
Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called MindSpider, and we've created a product called Reggie that I'm going to tell you a little bit about today. Now, before I begin, how many people have heard of a digital product passport? Has anyone ever heard of this? A couple of people in the back have heard of this. It's a fairly new thing. And we got started back in 2017 when dinosaurs roamed the earth and blockchain had just crossed the $1,000 mark for the first time. And people were asking themselves, what can you use blockchain for other than sending money to people without a bank? And I was one of the first people to create a white paper for how you can use blockchain for tracking supply chains. And this is the company MindSpider that we've built up since then. Right now, it's fairly successful. We've been tracking about 10% of global tin supply. We work with large companies, including automotive companies like Ford and Renault and Tata. But almost every single customer that we have has had concerns about exactly why they need the product, especially because most of the reason they use it is because they have to. It's because of regulation. It's because they want to get their products from one country into another, and they don't know what they have to do, and they don't know how to do it. And so this led us to the problem that we observed in the market, is that global regulation is actually expanding faster than human compliance teams can read. We've tracked over 800 different regulations for products globally have cropped up in the past 10 years, and they're constantly changing. And every country has different requirements for import, for export, for labeling, especially if you go to places like it's one thing being here in Europe, but it's another if you go to somewhere like Africa or Asia, where crossing 4 countries to get from where you're producing to where you're selling means maybe 20 or 30 different documents that you need to submit, and most of it will be on paper. So most of the time, your compliance teams are going to be spending reading regulation, trying to interpret it, and it's going to be in different languages. And so we asked ourselves, what if AI could do that? What if we made this so that we could solve this problem? So we started with by building an agentic system that knows the rules. Our original design was with OpenClaw. We made an OpenClaw system that could read a Postgres database, and we were using a natural language to SQL system, and let me tell you, that didn't work. And the reason that didn't work is if you imagine trying to ask an OpenClaw, hey, what regulations do I need in order to sell batteries from China into Europe? It's hard to translate that into an SQL query. And so what we did is we tore the whole thing down, and we rebuilt it with now a Hermes agent, but it instead of an SQL Postgres database, we built up a more vectorized system that uses linked markdown files because we figured that's the way AI likes to read. And that works like a dream. So right now you can create profiles for your company about where you're selling, what you're selling, and ask it, if I'm selling from this country to this country, what regulations apply. It will give you labels, it will help you fill out the forms, it will give you checklists, and it will answer questions as to what the specific requirements are. So this is a live system. We're including it with the MindSpider base subscription. So we've got our Plus system and our Enterprise system, and the different subscription levels give you different levels of access. And as you can see, we work with some quite large companies, and that's mostly the type of companies that are going to be using this. We've been around for quite some time. We're a team of 15 people. We're fully remote, but our headquarters is here in Berlin. We used to have an office just on the second floor here, and we're still in our hearts connected to Berlin. But we are actually raising money if anyone has a little money to drop. I wouldn't be opposed to it. And that's it. And so my name is Nathan Williams again, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much for pitching, Nathan. Nice agent, actually, that you got there. And next up, I know that you feel like this is not ending, and the pitching evening should not end. We are almost done. There are only a couple of SaaS applications left. After that, there will be finger food, and our networking will be open, and then you will have chance to get more drinks, so nice networking ahead. But let's give applause for Ruslan, who's pitching us qualitymax.io. That's just my clicker. I think you still need to switch to sharing the screen as well, right there. Yes, and then click on change. Oh, that was the wrong button. But yeah, choose that one. Oh, you got all nice pictures. Already.
I get the first. Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Ruslan, and Hi everyone. I'm Ruslan, and I'm a tester. I'm 20 years. I'm testing and earning money from testing. But like 2 years ago, I was unemployed, and I was brushing my head what I should do because like suddenly like everything's changed now. Like yeah, I can code and maybe you can test, but maybe it's not. So we are building the verification layer for the agentic economy, where agents, we trust that agent can generate, but we verify and test. So everyone is teaching machines to generate something, generate code, documents, and some like software. But who checks the work? Who actually is checking it? Like, are you like really trusting the system that runs the code, that also it will surely verify everything that's done? Are you actually testing it, or your customers are testing your product and having bugs? What about like bugs in security and banking? What about like your tokens or your API keys get lost because of your product? That's a problem, and we are clearing this gap. So the gap is on us. We are checking the code that is written by AI system, by the agents, and basically you point us into any application or your code, and you get a verdict that you can trust. And that's not one system. It's basically a deterministic test harness, which is connected with you connect to us to the MCP with your Claude code or codecs, and then everything is powered, and you will not notice even like that you're using our system. It will feel like the same like Claude code. So basically, it also lives in your GitHub, and you get smarter every PR. We have a self-tuning reviewer, and we have a Nexus crew of AI specialists that are specialized in all the aspects, and we also test evals. So yeah, we already have customers, and right now we have a free 7-day trial with paid features which you can try. Just sign in qualitymax with email or GitHub, and feel free to try. And I have a very small video demo. Yeah. basically, yeah. So basically, there are different layers of testing. We believe we can test every layer in the pyramid. And as I said, and actually the reason that I built this product is that I started to write code, and then I saw as a tester gargantuan levels of shitty code slop that I started to build a system that would actually will be working and actually help me building the right software very fast. So I'm dogfooding my platform. So I always build with my platform with verifying, and helps me build really fast. I can move super fast because I trust I have a layer that is always backing me. I'm a solo founder. I'm a CEO, and I'm also I'm a product engineer myself. I have a small team also with advisors and sales. But yeah, I'm also looking for customers, for lighthouse customers, and basically what's nice that everything that we do is applicable almost to any industry. We also do browser testing as well, so it's just a lot of to uncover. I wouldn't just give you a lot of information here. But last but not least, I also made a little video here that now I was able to build a small, basically mobile application where my platform is also connected to the mobile phone. Everything that is basically the cloud harness connected to the platform, but just operating from the phone. So everything you can actually operate from my platform using iOS phone. Thanks.
Very just on time, and thank you so much, Ruslan, for your presentation of your nice product. I guess this was a bit tech heavy, but it's about software as a service, right? The next one is, I guess, a bit of a social use case, I shall say. Just practice it.
Later, I'm going to pitch. Yeah.
And I just counted.
Yes,
we are only
but not now,
15
later.
minutes away from the open evening. There's no
in
further pitches. So
Thank you.
this is only 3 pitches left. And this is Superbird, or your product is Superbird, and you are Farid.
Hi everyone, I'm Farid. And before I tell you what my product does, I just want to tell you a bit of a backstory. So when I was 18, I worked in a hotel as a waiter, receptionist, bellboy, and I really hated it. So I decided to learn design, development, and become an indie hacker. And I've been living in many countries, I don't know, working from cafes and just launching multiple startups for most of my life, I would say. And that was my main income. I've launched multiple products, some were successful, some not so. Most of them were bootstrapped, except Beep, where we raised money. And the thing is that I noticed that for all of the products that I launched, my main marketing channel was actually social media. For example, here my main sales channel was YouTube, here it was Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and so on. And last year I decided to stop in Berlin and basically stop traveling and settle down. And I wanted to work on something that I would see myself working for the next 10 years, or maybe do something that I really want to make a big company. So, and this is how Superbird was born. Basically, Superbird is a social media growth assistant, and the way it works is actually very easy. And the main problem is that a lot of people, when they want to grow their socials or the socials of their company, they struggle to come up with ideas, and in addition to that, they also struggle to come up with ideas consistently. And that's why even if they have one viral post, then they stop doing it because they have no more good ideas. And that's when Superbird comes in. What it does is, every day it analyzes viral posts that are currently happening on social media. It extracts the patterns of those posts. It combines it with all the knowledge that it knows about you, your context, your company, any information, and then creates high quality content for you. And I'm just going to show you quickly something shortly how it works. So when you go here, you can search what is your niche. You can write like what type of posts you want to post about. And then you click find posts. I won't do it because it will take some time. But once basically it finds posts, what happens is you have to train it so that it understands what type of posts you like. And you can just dislike, like, and so on. And then based on that, your page score increases. And then every day, based on that, it gives you ideas that you can post on Twitter, Threads, LinkedIn, and keep growing your account. So in addition to that, we also have a specific coach that tells you what you should do, why your post performed well, why your post underperformed, and it knows everything about your account. And we also have MCP where you can just plug it in and chat with Cloud to learn more how to do better. Now, so this is my X account, and last year I started growing it as a founder account. And I went from 1K to over 7K followers in just a few months in a building public niche. And growing there is pretty hard, but I think I did pretty well. The coolest part is that my results 20x as soon as I started using Swabber. So I was getting around 20k impressions organically, and just a month later I was getting 800k organic impressions. So my product was kind of promoting itself. So it was a perfect product for that. I was also doing the same for all those other socials, like on Instagram. Like in last 30 days, I got almost 500,000 views. On Threads, I just registered, I got 70,000 views with just 32 followers. It was 9, now it's 32. So pretty good results. How we make money, basically we charge $90 per month. Right now it's mainly B2C, but we want to go B2B until end of the year. And so far in May we made 1.3k USD, and it has been going up. It's doubled from a month before. And I believe that we can reach 120k ARR till the end of this year, and hopefully cross 1 million ARR next year. And we have been bootstrapping so far. And it's me and my co-founder, and I'm mainly responsible for design marketing. He's doing all the software development. We also have 2 people that we hired part-time to help us do more. And but of course we do this full-time, but we also have part-time freelancing so that we can pay our expenses and so on. And if there are any investors here, we're looking for 100k so that we can both go full-time and also well, we're already full-time, but just stop doing everything else. And also take our other employees and also make them full-time, basically. And yeah, that's it. We're Swabber. Thank you. Oh, I didn't have to okay, nice.
You still want to say something?
I mean, well, let me think. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
You can save them also 20 seconds. I get they're super happy for that. Thank you so much, Farid, for pitching Superbird. And I know that some VCs are sitting beneath us because I actually had this time when starting this event that I had more VCs on the guest list than actual SaaS founders. That was a nice thing. But yeah, next up is Puma AI. Give them applause. It should work. It worked like 10 times before.
You should have said that.
Yeah, jinxed it, right? You know, there you go.
Okay, yeah. So I really want my snacks and the bathroom as much as you, so we'll make this quick and painless. My name is Alex. I'm from Puma. I'm the founder and CEO, and I want to talk about one of the world's oldest industries. No, you notice it's not prostitution. It's search. The search for information goes on forever, and it's about to take a dramatic turn because. Fuck, 1 second. Oh. Because humans don't search anymore, agents do. And when humans searched, it was pretty easy. Well, you know, we all remember this one time when search really changed, but humans searched for everything that was relevant and they could triage. So you have like 500 results on Google, you just click through them, you go through the noise, you pick the relevant stuff. The agent doesn't know that. The agent has to read all the shit that comes up. And this really changes stuff because the agents read each chunk. Information is not as, you know, a whole document or whatnot. When you dump your PDFs, it actually, we heard it before, it gets chunked, and the agent consumes every chunk. So you see the OCR artifacts, some random stuff, no hierarchy, just the next heading or whatnot. And this really makes the agent quite mad. look, this thing ends at 100k tokens, so forget big context windows. It's nice for chatbots and for advertisement, but the agent starts stumbling at 10k. And you see also the difference between the different agents, but who cares about that? After 10k, you have a problem, and we need to fix that. The vector database providers, they tell us if only our customers had better chunks. These were literally the guys from Best Buy and Hornet last week on the conference. And the problem is right now, their manuals tell the customers to split the text into chunks yourself. And this is how this currently looks like. So basically, yeah, you can call it naive chunking or, or brutal chunking. Let me show you concretely the same document. It's an FDA regulation on cybersecurity for medical devices. And I will show you 3 different ways of chunking it. First, the guy we just saw, it would look like this. So this is 90% of systems out there, if not more. Here is the vulnerability exploitation that we were actually searching for, the agent was searching for. And the poor guy also has to read like the beginning of the next chapter, some random stuff, and is really not focused. So it spans multiple sections, the heading is not there, and it bleeds into unrelated topics. And the agent consumes all that, and then reasons and thinks what has an ice cream to do with the submarine, but fuck it, the result was there. Then you use unstructured.io, the big incumbent parser. Nice, very much focused, but does the agent know what this is about? No, it's just, you know, the bullet points. What the agent wants to see is this. It wants hierarchical prefix chunks in the cybersecurity guidelines, blah, blah, under this is exactly there, that. This makes it so much better because you have the full document path, you have the self-contained meaning, 0 artifacts, and nothing like, you know, that can make the agent stumble. Surprise, this is what we built. It's called PrimeCut. It's a chunking algorithm that now spans up to ingestion. So you can drop 50 plus file types, Excel, PDF, whatnot, and we will chunk it for you. Or in case you don't want to run the vector database yourself, we can offer you end-to-end context as a service, which we surprisingly call Grill then, because you directly can eat and don't have to buy the cuts. Why does it work so well? Because vector search loves structure. The thing is, what we saw is not only for the agent, but also for the vector databases. So vector database loves this prefix meaning stuff and not, 50 thoughts in one chunk, then it doesn't find the relevant chunk. If you do it with our system, the rank of one test golden nugget goes from 1,780, so imagine the shit that the agent had to read before instead, to rank 15. That's a 120 times improvement. And yeah, that also leads to, surprise, 80% less token consumption. So give your agents more focus, use fewer tokens. I will also do this by just stopping now. If you want more, brief.pomaai.com. Thank you.
That's how to save a bit of time and tokens. That's what he said. All right, last but not least is my partner. We both will be doing this event, which means he's also paying a lot to get your final attention. This is the last pitch. I know you're hungry, I assume, thirsty, I assume, but give applause for Jan Schulz and no I know, it's a hard time, right? Connecting things. Yeah, it's good. Don't pull it out because it's doing, I guess, some AI magic. I'm not sure. Why? Because when I plug something and I have the expectation that it's just working, this could be very much like AI SaaS. Oh yeah, maybe it's also a human issue. No. It's just still good? Consider good? There you go. No, it's gone. Oh, no. Oh, this is an AI part. No, we are done. So, Node Architect, let's go.
Hi. So, I'm going to pitch my SaaS now. It's called nodearchitect.io, and I have structured my pitch into 4 points. So first of all, I want to First of all, I want to detect the TV. Just fair.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, thank you for the unfair advantage. And I've structured my pitch into 4 points. First of all, I want to tell you about 2022, when React projects or coding projects were really complicated and hard. Then I want to shift over to 2025, when we noticed that coding is dead. Then I want to present you some core features about nodearchitect.io, and then last but not least, I want to tell you a story about my SaaS. So in 2022, coding projects in general were really complicated. Okay, and I had an idea. I wanted to visualize code in a tree, and it looked like this. This is my first version of my SaaS from 2023. So code was basically visualized like this tree. And this made developers save a lot of time because they could instantly understand code. In 2025, we all realized that coding is dead, okay? Because the AI does everything. So the question now is, what's left if coding is dead? Code is dead. This means that components is the new code. Architecture is the new code. And also APIs is the new code, okay? And now I want to show you the core features of nodearchitect.io. So first of all, you select your repository from GitHub or GitLab. Okay, so you have, I don't know, one of your coding projects, and you say, okay, I want to select this coding project here. Then you let Node Architect understand your coding project. Okay, and Node Architect instantly understands there is a back end and then there is a front end. Okay, it can tell by looking at your code. And then next, you want to have a closer look at the front end, and you see, okay, those are the components of the front end. And this is basically the component structure. So this is great because now you understood the code base in 2 or 3 minutes. And last but not least, I want to tell you a little story. One day I noticed that there is a premium user on my SaaS that refused to pay. Okay, so I was looking at my Stripe, and this guy, he always refused his credit card payment. So I thought, okay, what is happening? But Stripe kept charging him all the time. So Stripe always wanted to have the money from this premium user, and I could not watch this any longer, and so I decided that I'm going to cancel the subscription for him. So I clicked the button, okay, cancel subscription, and I was just wondering, why didn't he want to pay? And he also never reached out to me. So he never wrote me an email, hey, I want to get out of the subscription or anything. He just didn't say anything. So it turns out that there was no cancel button. Okay, so the thing is that I forgot to implement the cancel button, so he had to pay. And he thought that I'm some criminal, and that I was using this intentional dark UI pattern. So this was a nice learning for me. Always have a cancel button. And sorry, Chris, if you see me, it wasn't intentional. Okay, and thank you.
Sehr geil, sehr geil.
Guess what does also not have a cancel button? Yes. We got something special for you. We still got 20 seconds left, right? No, this is a little surprise. What have you prepared?
Yes, so today we heard so many interesting stories about smart people that actually manage to ship a real product that generates money. And today we want to announce the foundation of the Berlin SaaS Club. And I structured this little last pitch into 3 points. So first I want to state our mission, then I want to present the WhatsApp community QR code, and then I want to show you the YouTube channel QR code. So we are all SaaS founders, so we created this, we're going to create this community today to let SaaS founders connect, learn and grow together. And we want to start by creating this WhatsApp community here. So please make a photo of this or scan the QR code, and each one of you is welcome to join. And we're going to use this WhatsApp community here to have discussions, to also see some more pitches, and also to announce or to get some jobs there. And yeah, so feel free to join the WhatsApp community. Yes?
Are you allowed to do promotions, or because some communities don't like promotions?
Yes, I think I'm allowed, or we are allowed to do promotions.
Yes, because this should be a space where we can share together and grow together, right? This is a community that is planned for SaaS applications that went beyond just building, and I guess now have the biggest challenge, like my SaaS application, of scaling. So, of course, if you have something that helps scale people, that matches our community quite well. So make sure to scan the QR code. There's also one on the bar, and there are some on the table as well. So make sure to join the Berlin SaaS community. But that's not all. Yes. You can go ahead. There's a YouTube channel as well that's quite empty, but we'll be sharing your pitch videos there as well. We were recording this. We'd like some subscribers, right?
Yes, the YouTube channel is for more events, for pitches, and also for interviews. We want to make this a regular thing. Maybe next time not here, but maybe a meetup or somewhere in Berlin, where we come together again and then grow together.
Cool. And then there's one super last thing, and then you are free to go.
Try your website.
Yeah. I promise you, this is really very much last thing, but I white-coded this literally the last 2 days, because I think this is something missing, and it's also quite fitting. This is, like now some optimization going on, that this will be the Berlin SaaS Club. So this is berlin-sas.club as domain, as website, and I invite you to list your SaaS applications there. You can just list your Berlin SaaS at every stage that you are. I currently scraped and I hallucinated some that are actually here in Berlin, just to showcase those. They are not part of the club yet, but you can become part of the club. And since you're here the very first evening, this week, everyone joining will get a nice label that is a founding member. So you become founding members of a thing that did not exist yet. People will find you there. You can provide categories, and then you can filter. People can filter, find your product there. This is really focused on Berlin SaaS companies. Again, we want to grow and share stuff. Oh, it's a long evening. Anyway, it makes sense to list your SaaS there because it's for free, it's free reach, it's a nice platform, it's adjacent to our WhatsApp community. There will be some features in the future that will help you to grow even more. So yeah, make sure to be part of this Berlin SaaS Club. We just launched this day, and with that, I thank you so much for your attention. I know that was a lot. Just to drop the names of everything. So actually, hands up, who's the SaaS builder here? I know that not everybody were able to pitch, so have a look. Those people, these people building things, they have a SaaS going on, so great for networking. Who's we see? Roy Angel? I thought it, no show. But there were some on the guest list, and yeah, so That was Lukio. Give applause for Lukio. Give applause for Illumination. Give applause for Securus AI. Give applause for Starface. Oh no. Starface is FlexCon IT. Give applause for that. Give applause for HackerMaps. Give applause for Raytheon Mist. Give applause for Kontoflux.io. Give applause to Superbird.io. Give applause to Cobra AI. Give applause to Node Architect. And one last applause for the Berlin SaaS Club. Now, thank you so much for joining us. And now that networking, there should be finger food soon. And just have a nice evening. Woo!